Hi, it's Pam and welcome back to another episode of Cozy Living. Today we're cooking up a very homey and comforting 4-course winter menu that's perfect for those cozy days and nights in. The recipes are all beginner friendly, so you can make this very easily if you want to embrace winter a little bit more. For the appetizer, we have a cranberry brie pull-apart bread. This is easily shareable, or you can eat it all for yourself. Nothing crazy, but the flavors complement each other so well, something that everyone can enjoy. For the side, we're serving a winter pomegranate and kale salad. Just something light and refreshing to go with all the comfort food you're going to be eating. A healthy and hearty salad with all the best winter flavors. For our main course, we're doing cozy pasta with Italian sausage. I don't know about you guys, but nothing's better than a warm bowl of pasta on those chilly nights. And for dessert, sticky toffee pudding. I feel like nothing screams winter more than soft, gooey puddings with warm toffee caramel sauce drizzled on top. If I was hosting a winter dinner party, this is the exact menu I would serve, so let's start cooking. Let's start with the cranberry brie pull-apart bread. First, you'll need a sourdough bread. You can use any size that you want. And then we have dried cranberries. You need some brie, pecans, brown sugar, vanilla extract, and the last thing you need is butter. I already have my oven preheating at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna start off with a brown sugar butter mixture. I have about 4 tablespoons of butter on this bowl, and then you're gonna add 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, along with 2/3 cups of pecans. Now we're just gonna mix that up. You're gonna keep mixing until it's all sticking together and really soft. Now that the brown sugar butter mixture is ready, we're gonna start with cutting our sourdough. So you wanna cut the bread into lines. You don't wanna cut this all the way through. You wanna leave space for the mixture and cheese. Now we're gonna cut the other way. We're gonna cut the brie into tiny rectangles. You wanna make these slices thin enough that you can put it in between the bread. Now the fun part is stuffing your sourdough with all the buttery goodness and the cheese. I have my oven dish ready with parchment paper, so we're just gonna let this bake for 15 to 20 minutes. Now we're gonna make our winter salad. I have all of the ingredients here. You're gonna need some toasted pecans. Just toss them in the oven for 5 minutes and you're good to go. You're gonna need a small onion, parsley, a bunch of kale, the pomegranate seeds, and some feta cheese. First, you're gonna slice the onion thinly. I'm just gonna be using half an onion. We're gonna set our onion aside while we make our salad dressing in a measuring cup. So you're gonna start with extra virgin olive oil. I'm using avocado oil, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard, 2 teaspoons of honey, and some salt and pepper. Now you're gonna whisk all of that together. Now the fun part is you just mix all of your ingredients together. You wanna make sure everything is nice and combined. Some onion, pomegranate seeds, feta cheese, toasted pecans, and parsley. And there you have your winter salad. Now we move on to our cozy pasta with Italian sausage. We're gonna start by prepping our ingredients. We have the mushrooms, some garlic, and some parsley to chop. First, we're gonna cut our mushroom into thin slices. Woo! 1 tablespoon of oil, and then we're gonna add the sage and cook it until it's crispy. Now that the sage is all nice and crispy, we're gonna set it aside. Now that the pasta has been cooked for 5 minutes, we're gonna set aside 1 cup of pasta water to use later on for the sauce. We're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter, and then we're gonna throw in our mushrooms and let it caramelize. I'm also gonna toss in some thyme just to add in more flavor. Of course, we're gonna add in our seasoning. We're gonna add the garlic that we chopped up and some salt and pepper. Smells so good. We're gonna add in our mini meatballs. I'm gonna add in the half and half. Mix it together, and then we're gonna add our pasta. I'm gonna add some of the pasta water that we set aside. This pasta is looking cozy. Now that our pasta is all done, we're gonna garnish it with all the toppings we set aside. We have walnuts, sage, cheese, and parsley. I'm gonna be using Parmesan cheese for this. And there you go, a cozy winter pasta. Finally, for dessert, we're gonna make sticky toffee pudding. I'm so excited about this one. It's gonna taste amazing. So for our ingredients, we have 1 cup of pitted dates, 1/3 cup of butter, 2/3 cup of brown sugar, some molasses, baking soda, baking powder, all-purpose flour. We're gonna start off with boiling 1 cup of water. For this dessert, you're gonna need either a food processor or a blender. So first, you're gonna pour in all of your dates and carefully add in the boiling water. Now we're gonna let that blend together for 5 minutes. Now we're gonna mix our butter and sugar. We're gonna use the paddle attachment and mix it until it's all combined together. It should look something like this, and then you're gonna add in your eggs one at a time. You're gonna add 2 tablespoons of molasses and 2 teaspoons vanilla. We're gonna add all of our dry ingredients into a separate bowl. We're gonna add in 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we're gonna sift all of that into our mixing bowl. And then you're gonna use your spatula to mix it all together. We're gonna get our date mixture and add that in. I have my muffin tin already greased with butter, and we're gonna scoop in the batter. I like to use an ice cream scooper. We're gonna bake this in the oven for 18 minutes. Now we're gonna start on the caramel sauce for the sticky toffee pudding. I have my pan ready here on a low heat setting. I'm gonna add in 1/2 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, and about a pinch of salt. Now that we have all the ingredients in the pan, we're gonna mix it until all the sugar is melted and the sauce looks thick and creamy. This should take around 7 to 10 minutes. And here we have our complete cozy winter 4-course meal. That's it for our cozy winter cooking. If you want to try any of these recipes, I'm gonna link them down below. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. It's Pam, and remember to stay cozy.